Welcome back to the Exeter Sports Roundup. I'm Adam Cooke on the behalf of the Talon, and I'll be recapping all the sports action at Exeter over the past week. There's a ton of playoff action in 4 different sports, so stay tuned for those results, along with guest appearances from Jayden Ware, Juliana Nerney, and Giulia Weisser. Without any further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start with football today. The team stayed undefeated with a win in its third of 4 straight home games. 3 first-quarter touchdowns was more enough for an Eagles win. Jayden Zandier started the game with a bang, returning the kickoff 95 yards for a touchdown, and Hempfield only scored on a field goal. Exeter won 36-3 with no issue, remaining undefeated. Jayden Zandier in total, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those were on the ground, and one was thrown to Jayden Ware. He is partially subbing in as quarterback along with Jacob Hafer because of Riley Martinez's injury. Now we're going to head to Jayden Ware, who's going to talk about that game and the big matchup next week against Conestoga Valley, who is also undefeated in Section 2 of the Lancaster-Lebanon League. Welcome to the show, Jayden. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty good.
36-3. You scored a touchdown in the Hempfield game on Friday.
Yeah.
So talk about that game and what went down at Exeter.
So, that game was kind of highly anticipated going into the game. We needed a big win, and ultimately we just put a great game plan in together. We had a bunch of big plays, started off with a kickoff return and stuff like that, and we just executed a whole bunch of offense and defense, special teams.
And that kickoff return, are you talking about the James Zandier one to start the game, 95
Yeah,
yards?
yeah.
Yeah. So how does a player and a play like that, how does that impact the vibes and just the entire game in general?
Well, starting off into the game, like warm ups and stuff, everybody's so locked in, and then once we get a kick return or a big play like that, it kind of gives us a sigh of relief and makes us feel in control. And we just got really excited after that. We just really wanted to hit on all cylinders after that, since we got the
Mhm.
first big play of the game.
And you guys definitely all cylinders, especially on offense. You guys are still putting up a ton of points, even without Riley Martinez at quarterback. So, how has this offense adapted to his injury and still been able to be successful?
I mean, we've moved into some new formations and stuff like that. Made a couple tweaks. We're pretty much running the same plays, just with a direct snap to Jayden, which is ultimately the same exact thing. And our O line is doing the pretty much the same thing, making big plays, making and giving him an opportunity to get to the second level, and that's where me and Carter Redding can block.
Yeah. Is there a time frame for when Riley's coming back or
I'm hearing maybe 2 more weeks. So if we get that first round bye in districts, he'll be back that week to give him that break.
what are some of the expectations that this team is having for Conestoga on Friday? And what are some of the things that you guys are going to need to execute upon properly?
We have to be extremely locked in this week more than any other weeks that we've been locked in, and I think I think we're gonna do a good job. We have to be, like I said, locked in this week. We have to key on uh Jayden Johnson, number one at Conestoga Valley, because he's a pretty good player, and then there are other role players behind him at receiver and running back and linebacker, stuff like that. And we just got to take care of their passing game, because I know they pass a lot, and then we just got to key on uh offense executing, getting down the field, and ultimately just scoring more points than them at the end of the day.
Mhm. And how big would a win be on Friday to stay undefeated? And would that probably put you in a position to win Lancaster Lebanon Section 2?
Yeah, well, this one is huge because it's pretty much like a championship game for the Section 2 title, and then if we win out the rest of the season, this game is just our pretty much our biggest game of the season. Then we have Elizabethtown next week, but it'll put us in a good position for districts.
All right. Well, best of luck to you guys on Friday. It's gonna be a good one. I'll be watching for sure. So um appreciate you coming on and hope you have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Huge thanks to Jane for joining me today, and best of luck to the team for the huge game on Friday night. The girls' volleyball team had two crucial regular season matchups to determine the playoff seeding. On Tuesday, they played at Twin Valley, but took a 3-1 loss and lost the Berks 1 title. They won the first set, but couldn't continue to victory. Taylor Mack had 16 kills and 6 aces, Jillian Warner had 12 kills and 2 aces, and Lily Acker had 37 assists and 3 aces. On Wednesday, they played Wilson for the runner up position in Berks 1, but were swept 3-0. Taylor Mack and Jillian Warner both totaled 12 kills, but Exeter still qualified for the BCIAA quarterfinal. For the second time this season, it was a crazy 5-set win against Berks Catholic, except this time it was in the BCIAA quarterfinal on Saturday. Exeter dominated the first set, but lost a back and forth second set. They won the third set, but Berks Catholic came back again, forcing a fifth set. In the fifth set, it was another close one, but Exeter took the lead and did not look back. A Jillian Warner kill and Morgan Miller ace secured a 15-12 win, advancing them to the semifinals on Tuesday. Warner had 21 kills, while Audrey Gerlich had 10. They look to get revenge against Twin Valley on Tuesday. A win there will punch them a ticket to play the winner of Wilson and Schuylkill Valley in the championship game. The game on Tuesday will start in Elverson at 7 o'clock. Boys soccer team had two home matches to finish off their regular season, then squeaked into the playoffs against Conrad Weiser. But before the quarterfinal on Saturday, they played the Scouts on Tuesday, but took a 3-0 loss. On Thursday, they had a 1-1 tie on senior night. The sole goal was by Callan Stuck in his return game. Exeter held off Cedar Crest in the first overtime and had a strong chance in the second overtime, but could not come up with the win. On Saturday, they played at number 1 seed Conrad Weiser. The Scouts scored 3 early goals, and Exeter couldn't quite catch up. They put up a good effort behind goals from Samaj Roberts and Callan Stuck, but ultimately lost 3-2. Conrad Weiser is ranked number 2 by Max Preps in PIAA 3A, so that's a strong team. Shouldn't feel bad about losing that one. The boys end their season 7-11-1 and will not make District 3 tournament. Congrats to the boys for a great season, and until next season, may lightning strike again. After clinching Berks 2, the girls' soccer team had the playoffs in mind. Juliana Nerney is going to join to talk about that playoff on Saturday. But before we get there, they had two regular season matches to finish off their season. On Monday, they won 3-0 at Daniel Boone. Holly Skipper, Murray Dolan, and Maddie McCullough all scored. And on Wednesday, it was senior night at home against Conrad Weiser. They blew out the Scouts 9-1. Chase Flood and Kenzie Menser both had hat tricks. Holly Skipper scored for the second game in a row, and Aubrey Ridge had 2 goals. That's the third time that Ridge has done that on varsity. On Saturday, they entered the BCIAA quarterfinal, hosting number 5 seed Schuylkill Valley at 10 a.m. Though the first half was scoreless, Exeter bursted open with 4 straight goals to open the second half. Maddie McCullough got started, then Dolan, Flood, and Nerney all chipped in as well. Schuylkill Valley added on in the last minute, but Kenzie Menser responded with her own goal, finalizing the score at 5-1. They advanced to the semifinal at 1 seed Governor Mifflin on Tuesday. They played Governor Mifflin just a few weeks ago, but narrowly lost 3-2. Now we're going to turn it over to Juliana Nerney, who's going to talk about that game and how they plan to rebound against the Mustangs in hopes of a championship. All right, welcome to the show, Juliana. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Saturday you guys defeated Schuylkill Valley in the county quarterfinal match. What were the emotions like during that game, and what did it feel like to move on?
I think it was obviously really exciting because we moved on to the semifinals against Mifflin tomorrow, and yeah, I felt really good, and I'm excited to play Mifflin.
So how important was it after the scoreless first half to come out of the second half, score 4 straight goals to break it wide open?
Um, it was great. I think we just really needed that energy coming out of the second half, and I think we just needed a spark. And Maddie's goal really set that off at the beginning for a bunch of other goals to be scored.
And your goal was kind of the last part of that string of scoring. It was the 4th one there. So, how did you get it done, and what was your reaction to it when it went in?
I think it was really a team effort. Like it started with Molly in the middle playing it up and Haley kicking it out to me. And I didn't think it went in at first. So my reaction, I was a little disappointed at first, but then when the ref
Yeah.
called it in, I was really excited.
Yeah, I think everyone in the crowd was a little not necessarily
Yeah.
surprised, but when they saw it, they were happy. Because talk about, like, what exactly happened with that.
Well, I kicked it. I was probably like 20, like 25 yards out, and it went over the goalie and it hit right on the line and bounced up and hit the post and went out. So a lot of people, like including myself, didn't know if it was in. So it was really great when he called it in.
Yeah, it had to be, like, a few inches
Yeah.
inside the goal, so that was awesome to see. Um, so next up for you guys is the 1 seed, Governor Mifflin. You guys played them back in early September. So how important is it to have already seen them have that experience, and what did you learn about that team when you played them?
It is really important this game, and they're a really physical team. They're a really good team. It's going to be a competitive match, but we just have to go in like with confidence, and we have to believe in ourselves because I think that we can do it.
Well, best of luck to you guys. It's gonna be a really good one down in Shillington, so appreciate you coming on. I hope that goes well for you, and I get to see you guys on Thursday at that county championship.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Another huge thanks to Juliana for joining me today. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for the score on Tuesday night. It could be a potential candidate for the game of the year so far. Field hockey finished off their season with 2 final games. On Monday, they hosted Twin Valley, a good team, but took a 2-0 loss. In case you missed it last week, they were supposed to play at Schuylkill Valley, but the officials did not show. They rescheduled the game for Thursday and won it 3-2. It was a really close one with goals from Tegan Martirano and Molly Lupinow in their final game ever, as well as Marley Weller. They finished their season 7-11 without any playoff action, but it was a good season in Rifton. Congrats to them. Ahead of this week's cross country championship on Tuesday, the Exeter boys and girls cross country teams met at Ole Valley on Tuesday. Both teams swept their matches pretty convincingly. Exeter took spots 2 through 6 in the girls' race. Lena Bluestone, Addison Matthews, Addie McKittrick, Chloe Lavrivere, and Madeline McDevitt all finished top 6 for them. The boys had 7 out of the top 10 finishes in the boys' race. In order, it was Colton Von Stetten in second place, Chase Ryan in fourth, Gus Stolman in fifth, Chase Chowdhury in sixth, Dylan Holland in seventh, Jordan Coakley in ninth, Daniel Wright in 10th. Both teams are now 11-4 and 4-3 against league opponents. The boys are 4th place in Division 1 and the girls are 3rd place. The boys look to capture a four-peat in the county as a team, while the girls look to win their first title since 2022. Best luck to both teams as they play at Kutztown University on Tuesday in the county championship. The girls' tennis team finished off their season for Exeter with the District 3 3A team and individual tournaments. They entered the number 10 seed at number 7 Elizabethtown. They pulled off a 3-0 upset. Myra Martirano and Myra McCartan won singles 1 and 2. Jillian Foster and Kara Miller won doubles 1. Singles 3 and doubles 2 were no contest. In the District 3 3A quarterfinal, they played at number 2 Cumberland Valley, but took a 3-1 loss. Cumberland Valley had all the singles wins, but Exeter won doubles 2 behind Rylan Hollinger and Monica Stratton. They end their team season 11-6. But that wasn't it for the tennis team. Maya Martirano had the District 3 3A singles tournament and played Paula Valverde to kick it off. Maya lost the first set 6-1, but rebounded 6-2 in the second set, evening it up. In the deciding third set, Valverde knocked out Martirano with a 6-3 win. That'll be it for them. Congrats to Exeter for another great season. Water polo had the Erie tournament on Friday and Saturday. Friday they played at McDowell, and Saturday they played at Cathedral Prep. Both the boys and girls had just a single opponent at McDowell on Friday, which was Northern Allegheny. The Tigers proved to be a tough team against the boys, putting up 20 goals. Evan Carl did have 8 of Exeter's 10 goals, but the Eagles lost. The girls did fare better, narrowly winning against North Allegheny. Megan Wagner scored 5 goals, while Kinley Guziak and Nima Kamau both added on as well. They won 7-6. On Saturday at Cathedral Prep, they played the home team Cathedral Prep and McDowell. Like Friday, the girls won both matchups by just a single goal. A hat-trick by Mimi Sejeda propelled them to an 8-7 victory against Cathedral Prep, while Guziak had her own hat-trick in the 6-5 win against McDowell. Sticking with one-score games, the boys finished 12-11 with 4 goals from Alex Popa and 3 from Evan Carl and Charles Jacoby. However, they fell against the home team Cathedral Prep, losing 10-6. The boys are 15-6 this season, and the girls are 14-6. This week just features a single game for the water polo teams. They head to Reading on Thursday. Giulia Weisser represented Exeter on Thursday and Saturday in York at the District 3 3A Individual Girls Tournament. On Thursday, she shot 76 over 18 holes, which included birdies on holes 13 and 18. She made the cut to play on Saturday and finished with 79, which was highlighted by shooting 3 in holes 8 and 9. She finished plus 11 over both days and was the 5th place medalist. Now she's going to join me to talk about that tournament and the upcoming state tournament at Penn State, which she qualified for. Giulia, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, a few weeks back, you dominated at the county championship at Golden Oaks, and you placed first. And what was that like? How proud of you were you of that?
I mean, it's a great feeling to have, and it's an honor to have that title too. And I've been working so hard to hopefully get that win at counties, and all the work has finally paid off.
And can you explain to the listeners what the formatting of this District 3 3A tournament was?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it was kind of just like any tournament, but they put you like in foursomes, and it's all of like 3A. Um, s- so I mean, most of the bigger schools in Berks County, like Wilson and Mifflin. Um, so I was with some other girls from a bunch of other districts, like from York and like Shippensburg. So it's from all over the county, and then you play your 18, and then there's the cut line, and then however you're ranked then moves on to Saturday, and then that claims like who is going to win pretty much.
Yeah, and you made the cut, you made it Saturday, and ultimately you finished 5th,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
So, how did you think of your performance, and did you see any growth from your freshman year when you competed in that tournament?
Yeah, definitely the experience was like for sure it helped me a lot because I mean, my freshman year I had no idea what to expect with this, but now that I'm in my second year of high school, um, and I already had 1 year down, it really helps like what I knowing what to expect, like what my competition is. But I mean, um, I kind of started out yesterday, especially little a little rough start, but I mean, the nerves were definitely high, but we got it under control and then yeah, it we definitely made it I definitely made a comeback on the back nine. So that definitely canceled out my front nine.
That's good. And talk about the course itself. It was at Honey Run in York. Was that the
Yes.
same as last year?
Yeah, it was. they usually separate AAA and AA, but this time they had it at the same course. So AAA went on Thursday, AA went on Friday, and then everyone went like together on Saturday.
Got it. And you qualified for the state tournament with your placement.
Yeah.
So when is that? What are your expectations? And how excited are you for that?
I'm so excited. I mean, it's up at Penn State, the golf course up there. It's gorgeous. It's in great shape. That is the 21st and 22nd, so next Monday and Tuesday. And yeah, I'm so excited to be up there again. Putting in a lot of work this week at the course, especially knowing what certain spots that went wrong over this weekend at districts. Just gonna put in the work at Reading Country Club and hope for the best outcome at states.
Well, best of luck to you. I hope you do great, and
Thank you.
congrats on your placement this weekend, and of course, the county championship win.
Thank
So it
you.
was good talking to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you again to Giulia Weisser for joining the show today. We're wishing the best for her at the state tournament. That'll conclude today's episode. Best of luck to our girls volleyball, girls soccer, and cross country teams in the county playoffs on Tuesday. Keep your eyes peeled weekly for the Sports Roundup on Spotify and YouTube at 7:30 in the morning every Monday. After it's published, you can find it right on the Talon. I'm your host, Adam Cooke. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.